Welcome to Vuka Online News at this hour. The city of Johannesburg has paid 4.3 billion rand towards its electricity debt to Eskom. The payments are a result of an arrangement between the city and power utility following a court order. The current electricity account of 2.6 billion rand is due on the 3rd of August, and according to Eskom, the city has committed to making payments totaling 5.1 billion rand by the 21st of August 2026. Rise Mzansi and the Good Party have officially announced Sarah Mabotsa as their mayoral candidate for the city of Tshwane ahead of the 2026 local government elections. The announcement was made on Saturday in Montana and Pretoria as the two parties continue to strengthen their strategic cooperation agreement while maintaining their separate political identities. Mabotsa currently is serving as Tshwane's MMC for Economic Development and Special Planning and has been tasked with leading the coalition's campaign to govern South Africa's administrative capital. Introducing their candidate, the Rise Mzansi and the Good Party described Mabotsa as an ethical leader committed to protecting public funds and serving the interests of Tshwane residents. The two parties announced earlier this year that they would work together under the strategic cooperation framework to contest the 2026 municipal elections while retaining their individual party identities. The partnership aims to present a united alternative to voters in the municipalities across the country. The announcement marks another significant step in the build-up to the 2026 local government elections, with political parties increasingly unveiling mayoral candidates and campaign strategies for key metros. And Umkhonto weSizwe Party MKP President Jacob Zuma has allegedly stopped his party's nomination from candidates for the local government elections and taken it upon himself to appoint them, including mayoral contenders, said the party's KwaZulu-Natal MPL. Political parties are currently busy identifying candidates for the November 4 elections, and online candidate list submission is open until the elections are proclaimed. The former ANC eThekwini chairperson Zandile Gumade is seen as the trump card for the MKP, which she recently joined, as she might bring in traditional ANC voters. However, MKP provincial convener Willis Mchunu rejected the idea that Zuma would appoint the candidates. The MKP MPL said that Zuma appointing candidates would stabilize the party. He stated that MKP members are hopeful that many more senior ANC figures will join them ahead of the elections. MKP spokesperson Sfiso Mahlangu said the MKP would release the names of its candidates in a few days, adding that the party officials held an election workshop on Saturday. ANC spokesperson Mahlengi Pengu has not responded to questions sent to her on Saturday morning. Worldwide research by Autotrader in the United Kingdom shows that South African drivers are spent on average over 23 days in their cars every year, by far the most across the 15 countries who participated. Drivers in Mzansi spent more than 10 hours and 38 minutes in their cars every week, which is more than double the British average and nearly 3 hours more than the second-placed Ireland. The study asked the drivers to self-report their average weekly driving time. These were also broken down into specific journeys, including the commute to work, the school run, the errands, the vacation, and on average, motorists across 15 countries surveyed spent just over 6 hours a week behind the wheel. However, the gap between the most and least car-dependent nations is significant. At 4 hours and 38 minutes, the drivers in the Netherlands spent 6 hours less a week behind their steering wheels. Despite their modest geographical size, Ireland comes out as a nation with a high drive time, spending on average 7 hours and 23 minutes a week in their cars. Australia was third at 7 hours and 8 minutes on average. Analysis points to public transport challenges as contribution to South Africa, Australia and Ireland occupying the top spots in the rankings. In your sports, Peter Kutse spearheaded the charge on Saturday with the South African team securing another 3 podium places at the swimming pool, raising their tally to 6 medals at Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Curates stormed to victory in the men's 50-meter backstroke final, winning gold in a game's record of 24.18. Behind him, compatriot Ruud van Renen has also earned a spot in the podium, snatching bronze in 24.51. In the women 50-meter butterfly final, Erin Gallagher secured her second medal of the Games. Gallagher, who had also earned a relay bronze on Friday night, bagged silver in the women's 50-meter butterfly final on Saturday, with compatriots Jessica Thompson at 25.92 and Kathleen Delanga 26.33 finishing up fourth and sixth respectively to showcase the nation's depth. After 3 days of competition, the South African team were lying fifth in the overall table with 6 medals, 2 gold, 1 silver and 3 bronze. World champion Lando Norris of McLaren narrowly outpaced Ferrari's Lewis Hamilton to seize his first pole position of the year on Saturday with a flawless lap on the final seconds of the qualifying for his weekend's Hungarian Grand Prix. The 26-year-old Briton clocked a best lap of 1 minute and 17.207 seconds to wreck Hamilton's bid for an unprecedented 10th pole at the same track by just 0.012 seconds, with Charles Leclerc qualifying third in the second Ferrari before Sunday's race in Budapest. World Championship leader Kimi Antonelli of Mercedes was fourth at 0.260 seconds adrift, ahead of Oscar Piastri in the second McLaren and 4-time champion Max Verstappen of Red Bull. For this and other sports news, tune in to Vuka Sports Hour every weekday at 3 p.m. In your weather, Pretoria will be fine and cool in the morning frost, temperature highs of 20 degrees. Johannesburg will be fine and cool, clear skies, temperature highs of 19 degrees. Cape Town will be fine to partly cloudy and breezy with temperature highs of 21 degrees, while Durban will be partly cloudy and humid, isolated showers in the north coast, temperature highs of 23 degrees. Bloemfontein will be sunny with morning frost, temperature highs of 22 degrees. At Polokwane, we will have fog patches early in the morning, clearing to fine, temperature highs of 21 degrees. And Rustenburg will be sunny and mild and pleasant, temperature highs of 22 degrees. And Uppington will be the warmest in the country today, temperature highs of 27 degrees with clear skies and windy west winds. Port Elizabeth will be mostly sunny and breezy, temperature highs of 23 degrees, while East London will be mostly sunny, mild with coastal haze, temperature highs of 23 degrees. For Vuka Online News, I am Monges Makalima.